Everyone knows Saving Private Ryan and Inglourious Bastards. But what about the World War II films that never got their spotlight? These are the underrated, overlooked, and criminally forgotten gems. The ones that quietly deliver unforgettable stories, emotional gut punches, and realism that rivals any blockbuster. Today, we're diving into 10 hidden World War II movie gems that blew our minds, and they just might blow yours, too. Let's begin. 1. The Gray Zone, 2001. Based on actual events, this brutal film follows a group of Jewish Sonderkommandos in Auschwitz who are forced to assist in the extermination process. But when they plan a revolt and try to save a young girl from the gas chambers, moral chaos erupts. It's bleak, disturbing, and essential. No film captures the ethical nightmare of the Holocaust like The Gray Zone. There are no heroes, only human beings trapped in an inhuman machine. The performances are raw, and the tension never lets up. It's horrifying, but it tells a truth most films shy away from. 2. Army of Shadows, 1969. Jean-Pierre Melville's cold, haunting portrayal of the French resistance is less about action and more about quiet paranoia. Resistance members are constantly hunted, tortured, and forced to make impossible decisions. Shot in icy blue tones, it's suspenseful and deeply emotional. It feels less like a movie and more like a documentary of the soul. The characters are trapped in a world where loyalty is lethal. You feel every betrayal, every execution. It's one of the most gripping war films ever made, and hardly anyone talks about it. 3. Saints and Soldiers, 2003. Set just after the Normandy massacre, this small-scale war film follows 5 Allied soldiers trapped behind enemy lines with a German prisoner. With dwindling supplies and trust, they must work together to survive and deliver crucial intelligence. This is a perfect example of how great storytelling doesn't need a massive budget. The snow-covered forests, the moral tension, the focus on character, it all hits hard. The film manages to feel intimate and epic at the same time. 4. Come and See, 1985. You've probably heard the title, but few actually watch it. This Soviet film follows a teenage boy who joins the resistance in Nazi-occupied Belarus. What begins as a patriotic adventure descends into pure, soul-destroying horror. It doesn't just show war, it traumatizes you. Shot with unflinching realism, the film breaks cinematic rules to make you feel the psychological toll. This is required viewing for anyone who thinks they've seen every great war film. 5. Law, 2012. After Hitler's fall, 5 children of high-ranking Nazis are left to fend for themselves. Their journey across the German countryside, encountering the horrors their parents denied, becomes a haunting, emotional odyssey through guilt, shame, and identity. This flips the World War II narrative, making you follow the children of the villains. It's beautifully shot and painfully honest. Watching Law's worldview shatter as she sees what her family helped create is one of the most powerful character arcs in any World War II film. 6. The Captain, 2017. In the final weeks of World War II, chaos grips a collapsing Nazi Germany. Amid the wreckage, a young German deserter stumbles upon an abandoned officer's uniform. Hungry, humiliated, and hunted by his own army, he slips into the role, first for survival, then for something far darker. As he assumes command, the line between performance and identity blurs, and he becomes a brutal war criminal cloaked in stolen authority. The Captain is a nightmare soaked in snow and silence. It's not about battles, it's about how uniforms and symbols can warp a man's soul. The film doesn't offer easy villains. It traps you inside the psychology of power gone feral. What makes it hit even harder? It's all true. Based on real events in 1945 Germany, this isn't just a war story. It's a chilling study of obedience, cruelty, and the ease with which decency dissolves in the fog of war. 7. Decision Before Dawn, 1951. Just years after World War II ended, Hollywood shot this thriller in the very ruins that war left behind. The story follows a German prisoner of war who makes an impossible choice: spy for the Americans against his former comrades. Disguised, dropped deep into enemy lines, and under constant threat of exposure, He must navigate crumbling cities and shifting loyalties with his life hanging in the balance. Decision Before Dawn is part espionage, part morality tale. It's stark, shadowy, and filmed on location in bombed-out Europe, giving it a haunting authenticity few films can match. And rather than demonize, it dares to humanize. You feel the tension of trust on both sides, the ethical gray zones of war, and the terrifying courage it takes to fight from within. Forgotten by many, but unforgettable to those who watch it, this is classic World War II cinema with noir DNA and a beating human heart. 8. Land of Mine, 2015. Germany has surrendered, but for a group of teenage German POWs, the war is far from over. Sent to Denmark's coast, they're ordered to clear beaches riddled with thousands of landmines, bare hands, little training, and no mercy. The sand becomes a graveyard, and every movement could be their last. The Danish sergeant in charge begins with fury in his eyes, but as the days crawl on, something shifts. Fear, guilt, and humanity seep in. Land of Mine is almost unbearable in its tension. Each step feels like Russian roulette. Yet beneath that fear lies a deeper question. Can revenge ever give peace? The boys are portrayed not as monsters, but victims of a machine they never built. With stunning cinematography and emotionally raw performances, the film doesn't glorify or excuse. It simply bears witness. This is history's dirty aftermath, filmed with grace, horror, and rare compassion. 9. The Painted Bird, 2019. Shot in stark black and white, this disturbing epic follows a Jewish boy wandering through Eastern Europe, encountering cruelty at every turn. From superstition to brutality, it's a surreal and violent journey that borders on myth. It's one of the most visually stunning and emotionally harrowing World War II films ever made. It's not for the faint of heart. Think Come and See, but more abstract. It forces you to confront the madness of war through a child's eyes. 10. Max Manus, Man of War, 2008. Based on the true story of Max Manus, a Norwegian resistance fighter who led daring sabotage missions against Nazi forces. From gunfights in the fjords to moral struggles off the battlefield, it's both thrilling and sobering. It delivers high-stakes action without losing its soul. You see the cost of heroism, the weight of resistance, and the toll on mental health. This is Norway's Saving Private Ryan, but with a quieter, more personal voice. There's a whole world of World War II cinema beyond the blockbusters, and these films prove it. Whether it's moral complexity, raw emotion, or stunning historical detail, these hidden gems blew our minds wide open. Which one are you adding to your watch list? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more forgotten film treasures that deserve the spotlight.